I got one that affects probably 90% of the people that are going to watch this, if not more, and it has to do with Netflix. My preferred, honestly, I mean, people got a lot of stuff to say about Netflix, much like the Avatar story I was talking about earlier. I think a lot of those criticisms about Netflix are because Netflix is the biggest one. It's the streaming service, and when you're number one, everybody's always got shit to say. If you want to just talk about streaming services in general and shit talk them, okay, fine. But to say something negative about or shit talk Netflix and then say other ones are so much better, I don't think anybody really can stand up to what Netflix is offering at this time. Sure, they've got their issues. They kind of oversaturate with TV shows and stuff now and less movies. They started out as movies mainly. But it is a good service. For what I pay for Netflix every month, I feel like I get my money's worth. I mean, there's tons of content on there, and they constantly have new stuff. They have originals, and like anything else, their originals they vary in quality, admittedly. But overall, I think Netflix is still a good service. They don't do anything worse than any of the other streaming services. I will say, as a side note, though, as I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge Disney fan. And I don't think, and this, all my biases about Disney aside, I did subscribe to Disney Plus for a while, and I gave it a fair shake, and it had some stuff like The Mandalorian and that type of stuff on there that I did enjoy. I thought The Mandalorian was really good. Haven't watched WandaVision yet, but I've heard good things about it. But really, I don't see Disney Plus having long-term. There's just not enough on there. It's only Disney stuff, and they're owned. And now they own a lot of shit, but it's only that. The thing I like about Netflix is it's not only one. It's everything. They'll bring in anything onto that platform. They don't care if it's Disney, if it's Paramount, if it's what. It's just movies, and that's what I like about Netflix. It's not a walled off community. The Disney one, There's a lot of content, but I don't feel like it's enough for me to pay a monthly subscription forever. That's why I don't anymore. But either way, HBO Max, by the way, though, I'm really liking that service so far. We'll see how it goes because I've only been subscribed for about 2 months now. But we're talking about Netflix, and what are we talking about here? Netflix is trying out a potentially controversial thing. Not really controversial. Something some people aren't going to like. But it makes sense, in my opinion. They're about to possibly cancel something that some of the people watching this are probably doing. Netflix might have more than 200 million subscribers worldwide, but the actual number of people using the service is probably significantly higher due to password sharing. For those of you that don't know, password sharing, I'm sure all of you know, but is where I have an account. And, on Netflix, you can have, depending on what tier you are, I guess, you can have multiple screens playing your account at once. I think mine's like 4, but I think the base model one, the base level, I have like 1 tier above that one because I have so many different people watch it here in my house. But I think 3 is what it is. You can usually do 3. Could be wrong, but it's multiple screens. So say I have Netflix and I give my friend who lives down the street my password and everything, and they just use my account. And I actually have had that happen. I had a friend who was using my, like years and years and years ago, using my Netflix account before they got their own. So yeah, I've done that. I've never done it the other way around. I've always had a Netflix account since like I worked at Blockbuster Video when I got a Netflix account. Back before it was anywhere near streaming, when you order the movies through the mail. That's how long I've had a Netflix account. But I know that a lot of people do that. They share their passwords, and one password will be, 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 different potential customers will be using it. And I've always thought it was odd that that's a very known thing to do, and it's just is what it is. It's been what it's been. There's never been anything about it. They've never done anything about it. Apparently, that era is coming to an end. Netflix has been testing a profile verification system for a small number of users that will prompt them to verify their identities using email or text notifications. However, it must be noted that the sample size seems to be very small with this new feature test. and depending on how it goes, maybe Netflix wouldn't want to roll it out on a major level. That said, this is typically what companies do when they're figuring out how to make changes. So don't be surprised if this becomes a reality soon. So yeah, what they're ultimately doing, and I'm sure anyone who uses the internet is used to this or has any type of account anywhere, sometimes when you go to sign into something, it'll say like, two-step verification, that kind of thing. Hey, we're going to send a code to your email or a text to your phone, and you just put the code in to verify that it is you using this. That's normal practice pretty much across the board with any services pretty much. So I don't think that that's too... I don't see a problem with this, honestly. I get it. I mean, Netflix is, they're providing a service, and we should be paying for that service if we're going to be using it. That is what it is. I know some people aren't going to like that, and me myself, I'm not going to say I've never ever done things or used less ethical things to watch things on TV and stuff before. And I've always looked at it like, yes, I'm doing that, but if I ever get caught or if I get blocked out of it, it is what it is. I ain't mad at nobody. I get it. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. That time has come to an end. I think this will make some people mad. But at the same time, I'm like, it's Netflix, dude. What is it? $9 a month? Just if you're probably getting $9 a month worth of entertainment out of Netflix. If not, then don't subscribe to it. But I mean, I get it. I mean, they're providing a service, and I don't think that they overcharge for that service for $9 a month. Or I think maybe depending on what tier you have, the amount of money they charge a month, even if you don't like them, even if you don't like Netflix as a company, I don't think that they're overcharging for that. I think that that's a reasonable amount that they're asking for. But this is probably going to make some people mad, and probably at least somebody who's watching this will have, maybe you're signing in as a friend or a loved one or a relative across, in another state or something, or even like an ex or something like that, or whatever. You're signing into someone else's account, and now you might have to get your own. That is if they even do it. They might say, fuck it, it's not worth it. We don't want to, rock the boat too much while we have all these others, because Netflix is contending against all these other streaming services now, because they're number one, so everybody's gunning for their head. Maybe they're kind of like, what's the pro? I mean, are these people, or if we say no to them and we block them out, are they going to come back and get their own? It's kind of like up in the air. I mean, and then their numbers will drop, because while they may not lose any subscribers due to it, they will lose viewership. Because even though, okay, maybe you've got 3 people using one account, but those 3 people are still watching your shows. They're still watching your service. And numbers we're seeing more and more now that the numbers, the viewership of these movies and shows and stuff on these streaming services do matter. That matters in investor calls and stuff like that. So that's a decision they're going to have to make. I don't know what all goes into that, but they're going to make that decision. But they are doing it. Just know that they are doing it with a random small amount of people right now. They're doing account verification. So if you're using somebody else's Netflix account, just know that there's a possibility you won't be able to use it for much longer. Or, I mean, you could, I guess, but it's just going to be more of a pain in the ass. You have to call them and be like, hey, what was the code that just came to your email? Or something like that. So just know that moving forward. Be prepared to either possibly be getting your own Netflix account if you don't have one and you're wanting to continue that service, or having a bit more of a pain in the ass sometimes when you log in. Thanks for checking out this clip from the JarCast Movie Podcast. If you like this and want more, then check out the JarCast live stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time on the Jacob Anders Review YouTube channel, where you can also find movie reviews every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. You can also listen to the entire podcast on all major podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Google, and iTunes. So if you prefer audio, whichever one is your preferred, check it out there. Once again, I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. And as always, stay sexy, YouTube.